Welcome to the experience. Welcome to the experience. Welcome to the experience.
Welcome to the Delvin Cox Experience, the podcast in which each week I'm on a one-man mission to unite our culture through diversity. I'm your host, Delvin Cox, and with me this week is a good brother, man. He has an awesome podcast out there called the Raw and Uncut Podcast. My boy Akeem, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? I really appreciate it, man. I really do, man. I'm doing all right, man. Just trying to hang in there.
Good. As always, we like to start the podcast off with the 5 for 5. 5 questions, 5 answers to get the ball rolling. Akeem, are you ready?
I'm ready, brother.
All right. Question number 1. What's the best album you've heard in the past year? And it doesn't have to be new.
Oh, past year. It's several, but I'm gonna go. I don't know what the album is called, man. But Mozzie's last album. I don't know if you heard of Mozzie. He's
I have
California rapper, man. Man, he got a last good one. You know what? I don't know the name of it, man, but I don't know. I play it like every day, man.
Mozzie, how you spell that? So I can look it up.
Mozzzy.
Mozzzy.
Yeah.
All right.
Special, man.
All right, so I'm gonna check out some of his music then, since you brought that up. Okay.
Oh, and he go to work, man. It's something, it's real. It's clean. I'm surprised you ain't heard about it, man. Kendrick Lamar gave him a shout out. He's West Coast though, so he was with Jim Jones in a video though in music. He did some stuff with Jim Jones, East Coast.
Okay, that sounds dope. Gangland.
There it is.
There you go. Okay, we'll check that out. That might be dope.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good.
All right. Question number 2. Who are your role models and why?
I think my role model. I'm gonna say my first role model is my father, my dad. I don't know, man. Our relationship struggled for a while, but we've been back on track for years now, and I don't know, man. He just always been inspiration, always a strong guy, always made it happen, no matter what it was. No complaints about life, even though he was dealt a rough hand. He still made sure I was a man, and I really just appreciated everything that he's done for me, even up to today. You know what I mean? Like he's a special man, and I really appreciate him. I think my second role model, I don't know if it's a particular person, but I got a lot of OGs I look up to. You know what I mean? Just growing up, several of them, like several OGs that, they lives wasn't solid, but they always wanted mine to be. You know what I mean? And they gave me good advice, and I guess they lived through me a little bit, when I was younger, because I was an athlete, and they just wanted what's best for me, because I'm from San Francisco, man. So, it was grimy, and, the street life was hard, but, we got through it, man. And they gave me a lot of good advice, gave me money when I needed it. You know what I mean? It just, it just happened like that.
I think that's a good answer, because we're going to get into that in a little bit after the 5 for 5, but it shows in your podcast.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of respect for, I have a lot of respect for people that have not done well in their life, but still can give good advice. Like I always try to tell people, you can get a good advice from a bum on the street. You know what I mean? Yeah. Good advice comes from different people, and it could be in any time. So I don't know. I got a lot of respect for people, man, and people that have been through the struggle, and to give good advice, man. I listen, man. I'm not a guy. I think I hit you a couple of times. Hey, man, what's up, man? How you do this? Yeah. How you do that, man?
I appreciate the fact that
I'm a humble guy, man.
Yeah, you're not afraid to ask for help. And that's dope. Man. That's always dope. You're not afraid to ask for help, and you're always somebody who's willing to listen.
Oh, yeah, man.
Dude, that's very important.
Yeah, man. I'm there. I don't have no ego. I'm a prideful man, but I don't let pride get in the way of success. You know what I mean? So definitely. I'm just that guy. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 3. What's the dumbest thing you've done as a kid?
It was several. It was several. Yeah, I think one time, well, I ain't gonna say I think. I know one time, me and my boys was out, and man, it was just some violence, man. It was some things was going on in the neighborhood, and we felt like we needed to do something to somebody because they did something to one of our homeboys, and we just shot blindly into some apartment complexes, man. And I'm not going to incriminate myself, man, but let's just say,
don't do that.
I know nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, it was so ignorant. Just thinking back and where my life is now, and how I cherish life, and how I preach to kids all the time. It's just amazing how you grow up not understanding what you was doing as a kid was just foolish and ignorant. But I'm not gonna lie, man, that was the last time I was involved with anything ignorant like that. So that has to be number one dumbest thing that I ever done, man.
That's a good answer because you learned from it.
Yeah, I learned, man. I learned so much how to value life, how situations are not that serious, man. Like it's amazing how somebody can feed you some information, and at that time, it's like the Energizer battery somebody put on your back, and it's like I feel like I need to go do something. That was then, the immaturity and just being around individuals that was about life. And man, I tell you, man, I've grown from that, man, and it's all in the past. That's all in the past.
Listening to you talk about it reminds me what a conversation me and BTG had, Bella the Great, about how similar Cali how similar Cali and Miami in particular are so similar in ways of how if you're not careful as a young black man, you can get caught up in that street like that, and it can go left real fast.
And it was crazy. See, he's from Southern California, and I'm from Northern California. I'm really originally from the Bay Area, and like we're so totally different. Like it's amazing. We still live by the Cali rules, but it's like we're so amazingly different on how things are done. Like it's like the way we live. It's like London. It's like London and China. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. I get you on that.
It's different. It's different. I mean, you got to be there. You got to be here to kind of know. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Question number 4. Mm-hmm. Give me your top 5 favorite movies.
Oh man, it's pretty easy, man. Number 1 favorite movie of all time is Coming to America.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Gonna watch the sequel?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to because it's embedded in the family. But man, it's number 1 is great, man. I love the concept of the movie. It's just funny, man. Eddie Murphy, I liked it. Number 2, I go, man. I don't know. I gotta stay in Eddie Murphy lane, man. I like Boomerang. Boomerang, and then number 3, Martin Lawrence, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. 4, I like Juice. I can watch that a million times, and I think 5 is Friday After Next.
Friday After Next, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't expect that one.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't know what it was, man. I like it. It's something about it, man. It just reminds me of my. I got a son. He's 16, man. When he was younger, he loved this movie, man. And I wasn't a great parent for showing him it, but man, we watched it together. We watched it together like a million times, and just we can rehearse it. We know all the words together. It's crazy because I think that made it. I think that experience with him make it like my top 5, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 5, and this is everybody's favorite question. Zombie apocalypse happens. You got to leave the house. What are you taking with you? 5 things. Family, not included. Obviously, your family's going with you. You don't have to carry your family, your pets, and something like that. 5 things to go out into the world. What are you taking with you?
5 things go out in the world. Got to take the 357 Magnum, man. You gotta take the hammer. Gotta protect yourself. Gotta bring some. I don't know, man. Gotta bring some food, man. Hey, man, we gotta live. Gotta bring some food, weapon. I'll probably bring the Bible, man. I gotta bring that.
That's good. That's real.
Yeah, man. I gotta bring the Bible, man. Number 4. Oh man, it's a good question, man. That's Number 4. I'm thinking I would bring probably weather permitted clothes. I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, but I got to bring something in order for me not be hot or too cold. Gotta bring something like that. Man, I'm a survivalist, man. I don't know. I think 5. Woo. Bring all the ammo I can, man. I don't know. I think
I feel you on that.
I think I'll be able to survive with food and change of clothes. In the Bible, I'll pray to death, man. I ain't got to do nothing to nobody, man. I think it'll be cool, brother. I think I'll be cool, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. That's good. When I hear your show, I hear so many people's different. I think I heard. I don't know if it was the last one you had. Some guy that was on. I think he's what was it? Xbox. He does Xbox.
The streamer.
Streamer, yeah. He talking about he gonna bring an axe. He was talking about an axe. He found a way to bring about 10 different things, man. I thought that was pretty funny, man.
Straight cheating the system.
Oh yeah, man. He was funny though. I like it.
Oh man. Let us know what your podcast is about, brother.
My podcast is pretty much what the title is. It's kind of raw and cut, man. I'm pretty diverse in sports and stuff like that, but I'm a relationship guy. I'm really good at communicating to male and females about relationship topics and
that last episode.
Yeah.
I listened to the last episode. I'm like, a couple of times I thought you was gonna get swung on.
and I'm just me, man. That's who I am truly, man. And like in person, like that's truly who I am. But I will say that I love doing that because I always like to speak from a male's perspective. There's a lot of things that we don't say just because we feel like either we don't want to be confrontational, or the person in our lives is going to be affected, or the people in front of us we're going to offend. Wait till you hear some of these next episodes that are coming up, like about male masculinity. What's your definition of a real man? Like it's going to go. We're going to have series. And we're going to get deep. But yeah, Raw and Uncut is pretty much what it is. It's Raw and Uncut. It's about any urban culture things that goes on, any big news events, that's going on. Like I kind of touch on all that. I'm a guest-oriented person, but I'm gonna be doing some solo acts, just to kind of speak on some things that I feel like that need to be spoken on. That's just who I am. I'm a random guy, and I like to talk about random things, and I have opinions about things, and I like to show people like who I am, how my personality is, and hopefully they love that. Just love it. I'm not gonna put on a show because somebody wants to hear this. Let me tell you, I got 15 emails or more in regards to my last episode.
Oh, I can imagine.
No lie, man. Like
I can imagine.
Literally, like pages and pages and pages long of trigger words and how it made them feel and all. And it's amazing how people are so into how you speak to them. Like I'm just being me, and some of them just feel like that they don't want other people like almost being who they are and speaking what they want because they don't want to hear anybody in a strong way or a strong manner. it's amazing to me, man. It's
Well,
pretty amazing.
Let me clarify for the people who haven't heard the episode. The episode is about marriage, right? And husband and wife and a woman's place in a relationship. And what I like, about what you did with the episode is you were giving your point of view, but you had another young lady on there giving her point of view.
Yeah.
So it didn't sound like it balanced itself out really well.
Mm-hmm. And what you don't know is that she's actually a psychologist. So we didn't say that on air, but she's a psychologist and she's a family therapist and all that. But when she got before that mic, it's hard. Like outside of the mic, she's really strong. She'll be back and you'll see her. I think she's going to open up. But man, her passion for that topic is so strong. And she articulated herself well. She did a really good job. Yeah, wait till you see her in action in the next 2 or 3 months, man. She's special. And I got a lot of respect for her. And then one of my boys on the show, he's a married man, and he does his thing, man. He is very, very good. He's from Compton. You know what I mean? He knew Nipsey Hussle. You know, that's one of his family people. So when he was on there, he's talking about relationship and all that, and it gets wild. Wait till you hear this next one, though, man. I got one coming up it's gonna be called Ladies Edition, and then after that we're gonna do Fellas Edition, and then we're gonna bring them all together to speak on kind of some of the things they both was talking about to kind of debate a little bit, man. It's gonna be a nice little series, man.
Definitely. Well, since you brought it up, one thing I appreciated about the episode is the fact that you admitted you were wrong about Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, 100%, man.
And that's, like I said, a lot of people don't do that. And you found out that you got more information on the situation. You're like, you know what? And you came on there and straight up said it. I was a little off base in it.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like me and my boys we debated because I'm, like for me, I got I've always liked Nipsey. Like I've always liked him as a rapper. But like I was ignorant to the fact of what he has done and accomplished outside of rap. And I'm not going to sit here and just go to California and say, oh, I just know so much about him. Well, I didn't. And I didn't know a lot about him, and I didn't know a lot what he did. But, me as who I am, I'm a real big research guy. Like, and I'm not going to just follow one strand. Like, I'm going to find out from 5 to 6 different sources and try to figure things out. And I did my research, man. And I'm not going to lie, man. Like, he's done so much for not only the community, but for so many people in their own lives and how he's helped them. I mean, the cat he had a genuine soul, man. And for me to be sitting on the soapbox acting like, I just knew everything and I was just going to stand. I'm not that guy, man. I'm pretty transparent when it comes to everything. And I ain't going to sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. How important do you think it is to uplift your communities and your neighborhoods?
I think it's, my feeling on that is it goes a couple ways for me because I think once you're famous, I really think you should give back in a way where you can protect yourself but help your community, right? So I respect what Nipsey did, but keeping it real sometimes can get you killed, right?
Yeah.
So
that's fact.
Yeah, that's fact. So the thing is that I got a lot of respect for you, but some people give their lives for their community. And unfortunately, I believe he did, But I would say if you come to a certain status, I think you should start a program to help the community. I think you should give funds to help the community and resources to help the community from a distance. But I think if you're a local success, if you're a local guy, local woman, and you want to give to your community, more power to you. Be involved. You know what I mean? Like, do what you need to do in order to help the community. I think everybody I think you have an obligation to give back to your community, especially if you got a lot out of your community. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If I ever get to a certain status, I'm definitely helping my community out. You know what I mean?
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yep.
You grew up in Cali.
Yeah, San Francisco, California, Fillmore District. Moved to Sacramento. And I'm currently in Sacramento right now. Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in California?
Well, California is a special place. I would never move from California. I've been to a lot of beautiful places, man. I've traveled, but growing up in California is just unique. You know, like this weather. I know people talk about it, but like this, there's nothing like California weather, man.
Yeah.
The sunshine, the people. You know, they're different. You know, they're creative. They're emotional. They're sensitive. They're just a beautiful people, man. And you know, I love it. And it's just different. You know, like the way we talk and act, and it's different. And that's just where everybody, like, you know, Florida's totally different than California, but
yeah,
it's like, man, it's survival of the fittest out here, man. Like it truly is. And either is the have or the have nots out here. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go get it. And if you don't, then you're gonna be one of the have nots. And then in California is not a great place if you don't have it. So it's kind of hard. Is, you know, education wise, I don't think it's the best. I think we could do better in California. I think growing up from where I'm from, man, I mean, we had holes in the roofs, rain coming through the ceiling. You know, you walked home through several neighborhoods of problems and issues, and you know, you're dealing with grown folks' problems on the way home, man. It was pretty rough, man. California is a place of beauty, but it's also a place of terror if you don't know how to navigate through it. You know what I mean? And
so,
I love it.
So let me ask about that then. What was it like growing up around that gang culture that's in Cali? Because people don't know this, but there is a similar culture in South Florida. And it's been going on for a long time. It's not necessarily gang culture, but it's mostly the drug culture, you know. People out here selling drugs on the corner, they got their own cliques, and you go in the wrong neighborhood, you get shot straight up. It's not like people kind of sleep on that. Miami and Cali have those kind of similar vibes in terms of how you can't just go walking through any neighborhood like it's all good.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing. I think I tweeted something like that out. Like us as growing up as black males in this country, we are faced with so many choices, and like it's like the gang culture, like you're saying in California, it is out of control. And people think that all the gangs are like 1980, and like it is not. They like these people are killing each other. The streets are more sophisticated now. Technology. The kids are smarter. It's crazy. You know, I'm OG now, so literally I can walk through pretty much every hood. You know, I got gray in this beard. You know what I mean? They ain't got no problems with me, man. And I talk articulate. I talk to the young men. I try to save their life, and they don't want to hear that. So I'm good. But when you're young, and you know, I pray for my son and all the kids, but I pray for the kids to be safe. But man, when you're young out here, man, and if you got to walk through some of these areas, there's just some areas you just cannot go in, man. Like you cannot go in. It doesn't matter what it's for. You can't drive through it to get to a freeway. You can't do anything because they know if you are from there and you're not. And it's tragic, but it's so many young men and women that die on a regular basis. Babies, you know, babies getting shot, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And it's scary to see that in this day and age, it's still going on like so heavy. And people think it's there, and it's not at all.
So let me ask you, how did you maneuver through that as a young man in Cali? Because like you were saying earlier, how the OGs kind of talk to you and give you advice. When I was younger, coming up, the guys who were around my age who were doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing kind of knew me and kind of said, you know what, we can keep you out this environment. So when you eat, and this was on both sides in terms of like people from different hoods and stuff saw me, got to know me. They was like, you know what, you don't need to be around this. We're going to keep you from around this. Anybody mess with you, we're not going to let them mess with you because we have faith to believe in you. So it's one of those situations where, as opposed to people trying to pull me into that life, they was more or less like, nah, you go home, you good. If you need something, we got you.
Yeah, I think for me navigating, I mean, I played sports and I was really good in football, man, and I think if I didn't play sports, me being on the streets more would have been a lot more. Um, and just the coaches I had, and like I said, them OGs and Pops wasn't playing that, man. Like he was real. He's from the military. He's just old school, man. He wasn't playing. I mean, if you think, just imagine OG going to talk to gangs in the area about his son, and if y'all mess with my son, then it's gonna be problems with everybody over here. That's how he was. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming over here, and if it's a problem, every single one of y'all gonna have to see me about something. That's how. So that helps, man. You know what I mean? That helps. And a lot of times, man, if they know you got some talent, then they don't mess with you. You know what I mean? They help you out more than anything else. You know what I mean? And I can navigate. I always had mouthpiece. I can always talk to you. You know what I mean? And I can always. And then I boxed. I boxed for 13 years, man. So I always had hands, man. So hey, we can knuckle up and we can get it on. And they knew it was they knew it was up. You know what I mean? And it helped me. You know what I mean? A lot of times they just respect respect you. It was cool, man. You know what I mean? But a lot of kids, a lot of my partners, man, it went down a different path, man. They in jail right now and in prison. Different path.
Definitely.
But,
so
yeah.
Listening to you talk, you grew up with your father in your life. So what is that like?
Yeah.
Growing up with your dad in your life, how important do you think it is for a young black man to grow up with their father in their life?
I think it's overwhelmingly important. And I'm not just talking about a father that's just going to be around and be at a couple basketball games. I'm talking about a father who's going to sit there and spend time with their son and show them life lessons. Tell them about things they may encounter. Tell them about their youth and what they've been through in their life. When I was a kid, I didn't value none of that. Like I was like, yeah. But as I got older, 17, 18, 19, 20, those years, I started remembering some of the situations that he used to discuss with me, man. And it just spoke volumes. You know what I mean? Like I see so many fatherless kids, and not saying that moms doesn't do a good job, but it is a total different beast coming from a father to a son. Oh, I mean, it is remarkable on a good father to a son. I mean, I just feel bad about individuals that didn't experience that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes a difference. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Having a father in your life and having a mother in your life too, for that matter. But having
love moms.
Yeah,
love moms.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't want to undercut that at all. But
love moms, man. Yeah.
It makes a big difference having that dad that you can talk to and have conversations with. That's why I'm always there for my son when he needs to talk.
Yeah.
And just because we as black men don't always express our emotions and things like that. So you kind of have to.
None of that. Yeah. we don't do none of that, man. That's gonna be a topic on the show, man. That's gonna be a topic on one of my shows right there, man. Hey, too much emotion is soft. You know what I mean? That's how I was taught, man. I was raised by sharks. You know what I mean? And we don't. Nah, ain't gonna be too much emotion.
Yeah, that's the culture though. That's the way we kind of grew up. So I can't knock it at all because that's been that motive. I don't know how you say it, but that's been our standard. Like, you can't show weakness in front of people. You can't really show emotion whatsoever because you have to be the strong one. You have to be there for your family in terms of like that. And
100%.
It's interesting how that works out and how I kind of see that a little bit fading away.
Oh yeah, the masculinity, man. They're like I'm telling you, man. We're gonna discuss masculinity on the show. It is something about society making masculinity like it's a disease or Like it's something that we shouldn't be proud of. Like when you talk about feminists, like people are so proud to say, "Oh, she's a feminist," or she's so proud to be a woman and her femininity and all that. But when we talk about being masculine and what men do and all that, it's like it's terrible right now, man. And we just don't have like men used to pridefully stick together when it comes to certain things. That just doesn't happen anymore. There's a lot of female traits in men now because a lot of women are raising men. They're raising gentlemen and they're not raising men. There's a two different. Women know what women want, so they raise their kids to be good husbands, good fathers. But they can't raise them. They can't raise them to be a man. I mean, he's got to kind of figure that out. You know what I mean? And no woman wants to hear that. They don't want to hear that they can't raise a man. But just like I can't raise a woman, you can't raise a man. That's fact. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can give them some things, but you can't raise a man. It's not happening.
Yeah, because there's some things that you just can't teach.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's some things I can't teach my daughter. I can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a given. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is in certain situations. We have to understand that hey, some things we don't make the best example for. We can't handle that.
I agree.
So, you are a father.
Yeah.
So, what is it like raising kids in this generation in terms of how both of us are older guys? We're not. I don't want to give our ages out, but
I'm 40, homeboy. You know what I mean?
I'm 39 since we said.
I'm right here, baby. Hey, I'm living. I made it. You know what I mean?
Man,
Black man, 40 years old.
That's the blessing.
Man, that's a blessing, man.
Yeah. So, like you said your son's 16, right?
Yeah, he's 16, and then he's 16. I have a 13-year-old also.
Okay, so my son's 13, my daughter's 11. So, what is it like raising your kids in this kind of PC culture in terms of how you maneuver now? Because you can say almost anything and get sent up Shit's Creek for it.
Yeah, and I think that's where the raw in me comes out, man. Because I don't like I raised my son like I was raised, both of them. I like we talk like men. I'll tell you what it is, and if you out of line, I'm gonna punch you in your chest. So that's how I get out. You know what I mean? It's like I want to hear, but the difference is I think right now I do listen to my son when it pertains to how he feels about things. You know what I mean? They can come to me and talk to me about whatever, and we can discuss it as men. We're going to both fall on this sword together. You know what I mean? And we'll figure it out. Like, that part is different. I think when I was coming up, it was a lot different. Do as I say, not as I do type deal.
Yeah.
So that's the only difference. But I think this generation is really soft. Like if you think about it, like when I was coming up playing sports, like there was one award, man, that was MVP. And nobody else got an award or certificate. Now everybody gets certificates and trophies and like all that is like the generation is soft. The snack bags at the end of the basketball games, we all giving little Gatorades and gummy bears out to everybody. It's building a culture of praising 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's no more competition on winning. And I'm not just talking about sports. In the classrooms, how you take multiple tests, how do you take a test, not do well, and then take it again a week and a half later to make up the test? Like, it's a test. You take it, you study. If you fail, you fail. Like, this whole society's built on 15 chances for people. So I have a whole opinion about this generation and how these kids are being raised. It's just soft. It's so soft. I had a show, I think it was episode 2, where I was talking about Tom Izzo and how Tom Izzo was yelling at a player. And people got on him for how he was yelling at this player. I coach football right now. And it's like, I yell at kids all the time, but I also love them up. we just saw the one part, and we're just criticizing him for yelling at a kid, and oh, he wouldn't yell at my son like that. Well, don't bring your kids out if you don't want your kids coached. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's amazing, dog. It's amazing, man.
I grew up in a time where that was commonplace. When you see coaches yelling at players, throwing like Gatorade at them and shit.
Yeah, man. I don't go that far, but I get you. I was raised like that too. You know what I mean? You had to earn your water and drills. That was torture. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
But you know, these 3 dinners moms is cooking for kids and stuff and all that, man. Like, what happened to telling everybody it's dinner time? You coming down here, everybody eat the same thing. You know what I mean? Now it's 3 different dinners. And it's outrageous, man. It's outrageous, man. And that's why I feel like I needed a podcast, because I'm about to talk some mad mess to about everybody out here, man. Raising it. If you one of those moms that's cooking 3 dinners for these kids, stop. Okay, stop it. Stop it right now.
So let me ask you, because you're still young in the game, in the podcast game.
Yeah, I'm young, man. Yeah.
And how much trouble have you gotten in so far for things you said on the show?
Oh man. I've had over 30 something emails, and I've only done 5 shows. And literally, that's respect. I mean, I respect their feedback, and I tell them all that, because I respect any feedback, and I'm never disrespectful. You know, I'm not a jerk. I'm so approachable. I talk to everybody. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you what it is, okay? And it's gonna come from the heart, and I'm shooting from the hip, and it's an educated approach and a tactical approach about what I'm telling you. I have a narrative. You know, but the narrative is, I don't want this generation to be raised soft anymore. I don't want men not to be able to speak up and say what they feel to the person in their life. Like, it is so many different avenues. You know what I mean? Why filter yourself? Why, if you know how to deliver it, that's something else. You know, you got to know how to deliver it. But why filter yourself, man? Like, man, I'm telling you, man, I get so much scrutiny, but I got a list long of people that want to come on the show. And I'm gonna hey, I gotta have you on the show, man. I gotta
Anytime
get
you want me on, let me know, brother.
I gotta get you. I gotta get you on this show, man. It's like I love, like, I've studied you, man, before I got in the game. Like, I watched you, man. I watched how you get down. It's real professional. It's smooth. You're very supportive of people, man. Just how you deliver every single show is clean, man. And I took some things from what you do. You know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, man. I listen to a lot of podcasts up and down this country, man. Like, I've heard some really good ones, and I've heard some really bad ones. But there's certain ones that I truly like, that, you know, hey, man, I got a lot of respect for. And you know, I tell them privately, I inbox them, you know, stuff like that. I'll try to give them shouts out, man. I try to support as much as I can, but man, I love this game, man. I'm late in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I always try to support the indie podcasters, because I think it's important that one of the things I've been especially talking about this year and harping on is the fact that all the big podcasts like the Joe Rogans and everybody like that, they already got their supporters.
You're right.
Instead of us supporting them, why don't we support our own and build them up so they can become the next Joe Rogan? So I look at it like this. Let's say your podcast blow up.
Yeah.
You're talking about me on your podcast, my podcast blow up, and so forth and so on. If we keep building on each other, we don't need to go outside for support. We have our own support here. And I think that's a very important part of not only podcasting in general, but in life. You know, you build up the Black community by building up the Black community, one brick at a time. You help each other out in neighborhoods to build up your own neighborhoods. And I think especially nowadays, that kind of gets lost on people.
I agree. I'm so with you, brother. Like, anything I can do to support anybody, like, I will do whoever shows. I will put any type of software, machinery that I discovered. Like, I try to tell everybody everything, man. I am all about us doing it together. Man, just like the president, man, like, he's been so supportive, man. Like, this cat, I mean, it's just like like his whole game, man. This whole podcast too. It's like he's helped me. It's so many people, Auntie's Block, above the rim. Like,
Oh yeah,
hey,
Just is a good dude.
hey, Blaze. Hey, man, this cat helped me so much, man. Like, it's so many. It's so many. It could go on for days. So I'm just gonna say, man, hey, we got to help each other and continue. I like your style. I like how you get down, and the way that I think it's something about the Black voice. Like, we got a platform now, and that is so relieving that I can see something, I can push record, and I can send it out to anybody and everybody, and it gets there in seconds. It's something about it, man. We gotta get down, man.
Yeah, it's something really dope about that, and the fact that we don't have to filter ourselves.
Yeah.
When you're podcasting, we become the tastemakers. We don't have to go out there and search for people to search for us. They come look for us. We putting out there what we want them to hear. And it's so often that you hear a Black voice and it gets filtered. I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean by that. Look at Don Lemon on CNN.
Yeah.
African-American dude.
I'm
quite sure he gets
articulate.
Very articulate.
Man, that brother's strong, man.
But you can see moments where he wants to say something and he can't say it because he's on CNN.
Yep, I totally agree, man. And that's where we're dealing with fire. And like, I haven't said it on any of my shows yet, but it's coming. Like, it's crazy that in this day and age, us as a people, as a unit, don't speak out more about our daily experiences, our lively experience. Because, like, even at my job, like, they hear my podcast and they're like amazed because, I'm a professional at the job, but like outside of the job, I'm me, man. And I tell them all the time, like, just who I am. But it's like, they're amazed that I code switch so quick. You know what I mean? And I filter myself at work because I'm in a different environment, but on my podcast, man, I'm me. And that it frees me. It makes me feel free. And I got some buddies that are really, really good at what they do too. They're going to start podcasts based on what I did. Like, and now I give them an avenue, and I got things. I got a studio now. I worked hard, but I'm going to share it all with them, man. There's going to be 5 to 6 people coming out with their own podcast within the next 6 months. They'll be up and rolling. You know what I mean? And, I don't think any podcast is competition. It's just all entertainment.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
Man, this has been awesome having you on, brother.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. I'm blessed to be enjoying this experience, man. I'm blessed to be on the show, brother. Man, I don't think man, when we talk and I was like, man, hey man, like, this is a blessing for me, man. I like being in the presence of good people, man, and professionals that do this well, man. So I'm learning a lot from you, man. I appreciate it, man.
Definitely, man. The pleasure's all mine, man. As I tell you, man, you are always welcome back on the podcast anytime.
I appreciate it, man. And like I said, man, we'll connect. We'll do our thing, man. I'm gonna have you on one of these Raw shows, and I just need some of your knowledge, brother. That's it.
Definitely, I'll be honored to do that, brother.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you.
Definitely. Let them know where to find your podcast at, by the way.
Hey, I'm on all platforms. iTunes. I'm Raw and Uncut Podcast. I'm the guy with the cigar, man. All the time. My name is Akeem. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Stitcher. I'm on Google Podcasts. And I'm on all anywhere you can hear podcasts. I finally made it. You know what I mean? I'm here. I've arrived.
Dope. Let them know to find you on Twitter too, by the way, so they can.
So I'm on Twitter on all platforms. Any social media. I'm Raw and Uncut Podcast. So
there you go.
Any social media, Raw and Uncut Podcast. Raw and Uncut Podcast. and I show my personality. I show my personality in everything I do, man. So you would enjoy it.
Awesome. And as always, Delvin Cox Experience, we are out. Peace.
Peace out.